Hey! Yes, I know. You are 7 and 7 and waiting on us. We were actually sitting here, but we didn't hit the go live button. So we could see you, but you couldn't hear us, I guess.
Production error.
Yeah.
We blame that on the producer.
Well, blame it on me.
Well, you are the producer.
Hi, Cindy.
Hola, Cindy.
Oh, do we sound okay? Because there's a lot of echo in this room. It's like a huge chamber. Mm.
Hola, Benito.
Oh, good. Okay. Well, I'll just give everybody a little bit of time to join. I actually had some specific questions that were asked of me regarding the work situation and the laptop, but I'll wait a little bit before I answer. Mark made me a mezcalita with tahini, and I have refill.
Her refill is a lot less than mine.
Okay, well, I'm working on it. We are in El Tejar. Hi, Missy. There we go. We're in El Tejar, which is in the state of Veracruz. It is a little bit southwest of Boca del Rio.
No.
No?
Due west of Boca del Rio.
All right, west of Boca del Rio.
It's about 5 kilometers from here to Boca del Rio. I've driven it twice.
And we kind of came here because we kept trying to find apartments on Airbnb or just housing in Boca del Rio, and it was proving to be very difficult.
Yeah, it's problematic.
Because we need a larger bed, and we need an elevator if it's a tall building, and we need outside space for him to smoke, and we needed either high-speed internet or the ability to stick my dish outside somewhere. And it was just proving to be very hard.
And when I was doing all the research, found this particular house, and it was way out of the price budget. But
yes, way, like double.
Yeah, but it was one of those where I saved it because I was like, I just wanted to show her. And so we started doing research on different condominiums and this and that in Boca del Rio. And I said, let me show you this house. It's not far from there. And showed it to her. Then we went back to looking. She goes, you know, I really like that river house. I'm like, yeah, that's why I saved it. And we decided, okay. And originally she was supposed to be done working.
Mm-hmm.
And so this was sort of going to be, okay, if we're going to take a month off, we got the pool, we got a jacuzzi,
this was going to be vacation time for me.
And so we decided, yeah, we'll splurge and spend a month. But now I'm enjoying the pool. Yeah.
Because yes, I did get to keep my job, and I got a 2-month extension. And that's really cool, but that kind of means that, well, I'm still working 40-hour weeks. I get to watch him enjoy the pool.
Well, not just you. The help got to watch me enjoy the pool the other day. So, okay. Yeah, it was, to be honest, Cindy, we broke it into 2 days. We went from SLP down to Querétaro, spent the night, and then did the next day. And it took us 6.5 hours from Querétaro to here.
Yeah. Yeah. And thank you. Thank you, Missy. Yes. Guys, I don't like morning people. I don't like mornings, and I don't like people.
And then she marries one.
And I married one.
Yeah.
Except, don't let him fool you, though. I'm up first in the morning. I'm in bed last at night. And I don't take a nap in the middle of the day either.
You're not retired either.
I know.
So.
Oh, is it a vacation? This is literally, it was supposed to be us checking out Boca del Rio, is what it was.
Mm-hmm.
And we still will.
Mhm.
We haven't gone, we've gone out a little bit, but not to explore so much yet. But there
No.
are places we had planned to see, and the climate and everything, we just wanted to check it out. So yeah, this was actually part of the plan. It just wasn't going to be right where we are. And then where we are ended up being like a freaking mansion with servants. So
Yeah.
pretty much, yeah. I mean, when we got here, there were people actually living in the maids' quarters. They're not here now. There were security cameras on in every major, in all the spots around the house, plus the living room.
Mm-hmm.
And
And on the pool.
and on the pool, and we were going to leave those lights on. We didn't care about the security cameras, but they turned them off the other day so that we could have privacy. And then Mark was under the impression that everybody was gone to allow us to have privacy. So he decided to do some skinny dipping in the middle of the day. And one of the people was still here and had to do this as she was walking past us.
And did it again today.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. So, oh, let's see. How are we finding the people? No, you are correct. English is not spoken that fluently or that frequently here.
No. The two people that help us here, one works in the restaurant and his wife doesn't work.
She
his-
used to work in the
yeah.
restaurant.
His English and my Spanish are about on par. And between the two, we've done very well at being able to communicate. So
Google Translate.
and
Mm-hmm.
my Spanish is actually getting better. Is it great? No. Is it better? Yes. Do I hear it better? No, because I can't hear.
That's true.
Huh?
He can't hear.
Huh?
Which makes me want to talk about our journey to get here from San Luis Potosi. Mark can't see the Google Maps as it's displayed in the car because of glare and other things.
And when I wear my contacts when I drive, which is
Right.
what I do, I don't have that particular field of vision where I'm at in the driver's seat to be able to read. And then when I put my sunglasses on, which are polarized as well, I can't see it at all.
He can't
I mean-
see the screen. So I have to navigate a lot of the time, or at least assist. But he also can't hear real well. And it just so happens that this ear, which is the one he would be hearing with, he can't hear the instructions. And of course, you know, Google Map lady voice, she butchers everything anyway. And so on the way down, we missed a couple of exits and had an adventure.
Okay. For anybody who is planning on driving in Mexico, GPS does not do a bad job of keeping you on the road once you get there. But when it comes to exits, it does a horrible job of giving
That's
you
true.
A, enough notice, and B, gives you any indication as to where, you know, exit to the right. Well, there's three exits to the
Three
right.
exits, which one?
No.
Yeah.
So you can continue the story now.
Oh, well, we ended up in this little dusty cobblestone hills on a road,
Just north of Urquiza.
chickens crossing the street
Why did they cross the road?
to avoid you.
Okay.
And the roads were barely wide enough for one car, let alone two. We would go to make turns. GPS is saying, make a right here. And then we'd go to do the turn, and there's a car parked in the middle of the road. Can't turn there. Then we got to go down and make another turn. Super sharp turn. It says it's a sharp turn. Get down there, got to do like a 4 or 5 point turn just to get around the corner. Proceed a little further, and now there's a vehicle coming toward us, and the road is not wide enough for us both. So now Mark has to put it into reverse, try to back up, right up over the sidewalk curb into somebody's little driveway ramp, just so this other car could get past us.
Pulled all the mirrors.
Pull all the mirrors in. I mean, that's how small this road was. Then we make a right-hand turn because it says go up this road, and we go up this road, and the road has a very sudden steep incline on cobblestone, and our car is so heavy and loaded with all of our possessions that we can't get off this hill. We're just spinning. And there's this old man just looking at us like we're the dumbest pair of gringos he's ever seen. Because we can't get up.
Shaking his head going, nope.
So then he's got to back it down the hill because you can't turn around on this road. We tried a couple other roads. I can't even remember anymore. We finally got out of there, but we wasted at least a half hour riding around this little town, this barrio. Yeah, I wouldn't even call it a town.
No, right. It was a barrio.
It was a barrio. And then we ended up somewhere else. We took a wrong turn. Oh, no, yeah, the toll roads.
Then we go down. We make because you're in Querétaro, so that means you got to make a return. There's no way of getting around anything unless you make a return on Querétaro. So we make the U-turn, go up, find the exit, get on it. We're golden because we're going out to Black Chazaro so I can go get my cigars. So we get the exit 57D, jump on that, and then we sit there and we go down. I know where we're going because I've driven to Black Chazaro 4 times. Well, this was the 4th time. So once I drive something, I'm good. We take it, get to Black Chazaro. And now we have people waiting in Querétaro for us. Mm-hmm. And we get to Black Chazaro, put together the order, her coffee, my mucho cigars, mucho puros.
Well, he wanted 300 cigars.
And so they get the order together, give them my credit card, no internet.
They don't have internet. They can't charge us for the purchase. We're looking at about, I forget how much it was, 17,000 pesos.
17,340 pesos.
We're not carrying that many pesos with us.
No.
But it's almost $1,000.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so they were like, okay, we're counting on all we got. Enrique Montes is just right down, like 5 kilometers away. So I tell her, sit down. Jose, who you saw on our tour of Black Chazaro, was there. So she's speaking with Jose.
Oh, yeah, Jose. He's such a sweetheart.
Yep. And so I was like, I'm going to Enrique Montes, go to find an ATM. Get there. Oh, there it is right there on the corner. So now I got to find a place to park and some place to park where I can keep an eye on the car because all our worldly possessions are in the car.
Yeah.
Find a place to park where I can keep an eye on it. Go into this ATM. This terminal is out of service. Please try one of our others. Okay. Pull the phone out. Next ATM close to me. In centro of Enrique Montes. So get in the car, drive around Enrique Montes, go to Centro. Fortunately, find a parking spot right in front. Get in, get the money, get out, drive back. We pay cash. And that was an adventure because they kept having these stacks of 100 pesos or 1,000 pesos.
Yeah.
Spread across the counter, just going, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And the entire time, and these people are so great. The entire time that we're doing this, they kept throwing more cigars in the bag. Because of the inconvenience and everything else.
And they treated me to some espresso while I waited for him.
So, I mean, not their fault. They can't help that they didn't have the internet right then. So, we get done. All right, hurry up. We got to get back on the road. So we get back on the road, going great. Cruise right back down Querétaro 100, going back down, get we're going to pick up 57, take 57 over to El Pueblito. No problem. GPS again.
Missed an exit.
Exit to the right.
There it goes.
No.
No?
There were 2 exits to the right.
Oh, well, anyway.
We took the wrong exit.
We missed it.
We ended up on 57D, not 57. There are no returnos on 57D because it's a toll road.
It's like 30 some kilometers.
30 kilometers.
Yeah.
We pay the toll again, going the wrong way. Get up. GPS decides, turn around. You need to go back to 57D. And I'm like, oh, hell no. No. We're not doing this again. And so I knew how to get there. We went up by the prison and I know how to get back down. So not that I've been to the prison. I happened to have passed it one time. But so we actually got on the road and got there and we're like, okay. And so fortunately we went to go see our friends, Anivette and Arlene, to kill a little bit of time before we go to the automoteles because we want, of course we want the garage to put the car in. And that was adventure again, not the part with Arlene and Anivette.
I get to tell this one because I can tell it faster. Okay, so we get to the automotel and we already knew that they probably had availability for us. We already knew that we could purchase 2 sessions, which would have us there throughout the entire evening. Mm-hmm. Problem is, yes, they do take credit cards, but only Mexican credit cards. And we basically just blew our entire wad of pesos at the cigar store. So we were literally digging into all the places that were hiding change in the car, in our pockets, coming up with enough pesos in cash to give to this poor lady who's standing there with her hands like this, just waiting for us to dump all these pesos into her hand. And as Mark said, she didn't even count them. Nope. I think she was just like, oh my God, get me away from these people. And she gave us the room and we were gone. And this particular automotel had nothing kinky about it. Man, they didn't even leave us a condom. There was nothing kinky about this room. So just so you know, not all of the auto motels are kinky little like sexcapade type places.
No, this was pretty much almost like just like a regular hotel room.
It was just a bed and a shower and soap and everything you need for the night just to be comfortable.
With a door that stops right in the middle of the toilet.
Oh, that's true. It was weird.
Which really made it very difficult to stand in front of the toilet because the door's there. So.
Oh, and then we went through Puebla. Guys, you know about the volcano that's been throwing ash and stuff in Puebla, right? We weren't even thinking about it. We had crossed through there and it seemed really, really foggy, but
smoggy almost.
But it was like more like smoggy. And I'm like, it smells a little smoky here, but not like fire, not wood burning, something else. Duh. It's called ash.
Yep.
And it was everywhere. And it was pretty thick. It was like a heavy fog or a heavy smog.
And you could actually see the ash blowing across the highway as the cars and trucks were going by. You could just see it, a plume of it separates. So you know, Missy, everything about this trip has been an adventure. Well, Sunday was pretty much blasé, but then as Mark Twain said, that challenges make life adventurous. Overcoming challenges makes life memorable.
Mark Twain, huh?
Would I make that up? I mean, it's the same man who came up with the great saying that politicians are like babies. Both need to be changed often and quite often for the same reason.
I guess so. Hola Mexico or bus. Nice to see you on here. Okay, Jerry. If we make it to Portales, open bars with live musicians surrounding the small Zocalo. Oh, a fine tequila shot. That will be Mark.
And I got no problem with that.
I will drink in your honor I will kiss a mezcal shot.
And if there's a Chapellini involved, then it's going to be more than just a kiss.
Chapulines, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, chapulines.
Chapellini and a mezcal, and this girl goes, oh.
Ow! Crickets.
Yes.
Oh gosh. Ah, look at this. Hola, Pepito. Hola, es un placer tenerlos de vista. Pull it out there, Mark. You can do
Whoa.
it.
Tenerlos de visita, that's have to visit. So that's is a place that we have to visit. So I'm thinking that he is probably talking about the Portales.
Portales. Is that how you say that? Portales.
Es verdad, Pepito?
Mm-hmm. We'll come back. Oh, the joys. Yes, the joys of travel, you know. But it's fun because when we cross the state into Veracruz, it's like these lush green mountains just like exploded into the sky.
It literally reminded me a lot of driving through the Great Smoky Mountains, except they were a little bigger.
Like the roads twist and wind just as much.
And it's green, and it's, I mean, it literally is just like driving through the Smokies.
And it's just like the clouds are just hanging on top of these mountain tops. It's incredible.
Now, anybody who's making the drive from Puebla to Veracruz, make sure you got lots of gas before you leave Puebla, because going down that mountain, there's nothing. I mean, you know, it's not till you get down all the way down.
Except a really long line of tractor trailer trucks.
Jacking the brakes.
And they're hitting the jack brakes. And what was interesting is that all the runway ramps for these trucks, if they were to lose their brakes, were all on the left-hand side. Like in the United States, typically they put those ramps on the right-hand side, and that's the slower lane as they're climbing and things. But here, the slow lane climbing may be on the right, but the runway ramps going down the hill are all on the left.
Few on both sides, but
it was really,
majority of them were on the left-hand side.
And it was funny because you could look over into the valley and the next peak, and you could just see the road snaking and all the trucks.
Of course, the reason that most of them were on the left-hand side is because the right-hand side had a guardrail and a drop-off. So I'm just saying that's probably why they were on the left.
Oh, Lake Chapala. It's in our plans.
It's on the itinerary.
I think it's about halfway through, so probably in our second year, I think.
Oh, I didn't think you were giving out that much information.
I know, I'm being tight-lipped, but it is in our plan.
Yeah.
It's coming up. But it won't be soon.
No, because we're already booked for the next year, and it's not in that.
I mean, we literally have our Airbnbs plotted out all the way through April next year.
Mid-April of next year.
Yep. And paid for. Oh, gracias, Ende. It's a pleasure to have you visit us. It is a pleasure and an honor to be here. I think we can sincerely say that.
Oh,
yeah,
we're the ones that are honored.
We're honored. We really appreciate that we have the opportunity to come and not only learn more about Mexico as a country, which we've learned more in the last 4 months about Mexico's history than anything that's ever taught in the United States. I mean, it's
what's taught in the United
States.
That's
what I'm saying.
Other than Santa Ana and the Alamo, that is
the United States history courses. It's shameful. You have basically early European history, and then all of a sudden it's United States focused, and it's all about everything from Civil War through Industrial Revolution and things like that, or maybe some major wars.
Well, and if you do world history. To them, world history means European history. And they don't teach Mexican history. We learned so much. And we still have a lot to learn.
I mean, just the indigenous background and culture. from our time in San Miguel and going to Dolores Hidalgo and learning about independence and just, I don't know. I just have to say it's fascinating, and I feel like it's almost shameful that we're on the same continent, just one country apart, and know nothing about Mexican culture and history. But we're learning and we're loving it. So we feel very honored to have that privilege to learn, not just, we enjoy Mexican people as a whole anyway, but to learn the cultural significance of what makes this country the way it is just such a pleasure for us.
Mm-hmm.
It really is.
And I mean, case in point, just last night, we went and had dinner at this very nice restaurant that the guy who helps take care of this place, he works in this restaurant. And so we went there and had an excellent dinner here in El Tejar, and then went to Soriano because we needed some ice for the beverages and a few other things. And right outside of the Soriano supermercado, there is an elderly woman who is selling fruits. That is competing with Soriano. And they're like, whatever.
Yeah.
You know, she's out there making money. And so we bought a few things from her. And
Yep. So fun. I love it. Okay, so here we go. Here's some more information. So it's not going to show the whole comment, but I'll read it all. Los Portales is a part of the historic center of Veracruz. Very beautiful to visit at night. Appreciate the boats, their lights, and the boardwalks on the edge of the sea. I highly recommend it. Gracias, Pepito. We will definitely.
It did show the whole thing.
Oh, I thought it cut it off. Oh, well. Anyway, thank you.
Yeah, we're looking forward to the Malecon in both Veracruz, and apparently at the beginning of June, there is also a salsa festival that is going to be occurring in Boca del Rio that is free. I got a feeling that's going to be a taxi night. So go down there and enjoy the music and the people. And apparently people come from Venezuela, Colombia, and everything. This is a major big time event. Festival. So,
and we're going to go to Monkey Island.
Mm-hmm.
I forget the actual name of it.
Isla de Monos.
Thank you. But so that's in our plans too. So let me just go back and talk about a little bit about the whole computer fiasco, because boy, that was a lot of drama that I don't want to have to ever repeat again. No. There was a lot that was learned, lots of lessons learned here.
Yeah.
So I work for a U.S. company, but I work as a W-2 employee, and I didn't really understand why this matters, but Sir Dragon X from Retired Life in Mexico, No Bull, filled us in on why this matters. W-2 employers they have a mandatory requirement to report to the government if any of their employees are working outside of the United States, which is why a lot of W-2 employers do not want you to be working outside of the United States. Now, I am W-2. If I was a 1099 employee, I would be basically a subcontractor. I'd be my own employer, basically. And that wouldn't matter. And I would be responsible for paying my own Social Security and FICA and taxes and all that. But I'm not. I'm W-2. So they don't know I'm here. And yes, that's on me. It's my fault that they don't know I'm here. And I'm making really, really good money that has helped us pay off all of our debts.
Yeah.
And at this point in time, every dollar that I earn right now is going straight into the bank. And that's money for us to live off of when I don't have employment. But I was with them for 5 months and their laptop stopped charging.
It crapped out.
And that left me here in Mexico to somehow exchange this laptop. They're going to send me a new laptop. I have to return the one I have. That posed a problem. So I had them send it to his mother's, which is where the first one was sent, and I retrieved it. So they send it to his mom. She sends it here. But the aduana in Guadalajara wants all kinds of extra paperwork. And then after we provide all this extra paperwork, they're still not releasing it. And I'm stalling. I'm stalling and trying to come up with reasons as to why I don't have this new laptop yet. In the meantime, I have already FedExed the broken laptop to her. She's holding on to it. She doesn't want to send it in for me yet because
That means we got the other one.
right. So I was really worried I was going to lose my job because it was coming down to the point where I had been stalling too long. It was almost 2 weeks.
It's 10 solid
It was
10
like
days.
10 days of not working. I ended up spending money to fly back to the United States to get the new laptop, hopefully. Well, what happened was we asked her, his mom, to take the broken one to a repair shop. She went to a few of them. One person said it needed soldered, that the USB port needed fixed, but another one said it was the motherboard. Either way, I wasn't going to get it repaired fast enough. So I literally purchased from one of these places a brand new laptop. Not an expensive one, but it was the same brand. And they took the hard drive out of the bad laptop and stuck it into the brand new laptop that I purchased. I flew back to the United States to get that new laptop. Got it up, got it running, things are good. I already asked FedEx to take that package that was being held in Guadalajara and return it to the United States. But they hadn't done it yet.
Well, and in FedEx's defense, we don't know how long it took for Aduana to release it to them
Right.
to get it shipped back.
So now I'm in the United States. I have a return ticket to come back to Mexico on a Saturday, I think it was.
Yep.
Friday afternoon, I find out Guadalajara released the package and it's on its way back to the United States.
And we got notification that it arrived in Memphis on Friday.
So it arrives in Memphis on a Friday. I'm sitting there. It's Friday. I called them and said, I don't care how much it costs. I will pay for weekend shipment if you could please get this out. Found out that FedEx does not do weekend deliveries on any international shipment. So then I found out that because I purchased business class, which is first class, with American Airlines, and the reason I purchased first class is simply because last minute seats in coach were only about $200 less. And I'm like, you know what? I've had enough. For an extra $200, I'll take the extra privileges of sitting in a nicer, bigger, more comfortable seat. So I just paid the extra $200 and I got a nice seat. But what I didn't know is that when you have business class / first class with American Airlines, you call them up, you can change your tickets, you can change your return dates and your flight schedule at no charge. I guess they figure you spent all that money for the extra seat. I don't know.
Whatever.
So I was able to delay my flight coming back until
Wednesday.
I got the laptop. So yeah, we went to San Luis Potosí for a month, and I spent about an entire week of that month sitting in the United States.
And about half of the time dealing with this entire fiasco.
Yeah.
So it really, we had a great time in San Luis Potosí. It was outstanding. We loved the city. The walkability of it is phenomenal. And we liked where we were at and everything else. So, you know.
We wish it was longer.
Yeah.
But it was never originally in our plans to go there. It was like a backup plan kind of thing because where we wanted to go.
Very pleasant surprise.
Yeah, it was really, really a nice stay. And if we had known how nice it would have been, we would have stayed longer.
Yeah, because it given us time to recover from hiking the stuff up 4 flights of stairs.
Oh yeah, we had 49 stair steps to climb, and we made several trips from the car to that apartment. It was tiring, for sure.
Taught us one thing.
What's that?
We are not doing 4
No.
flights of stairs ever again.
No,
It's
we're
that
not.
high again. We love the apartment and everything else. If we're going to be that high, it's going to have an elevator.
That is true.
Period. Period.
That is true. So I got back. I had, so here's what happened then. So replacement laptop that the employer shipped me arrived. I tested it, made sure it worked. That is the one that came back to Mexico with me. Broken laptop that no longer had a hard drive in it had to be shipped back. So I had to take brand new laptop that I purchased, take the hard drive out of there, stick it back in the broken laptop, return that. And then I had to stick the hard drive that came with the new laptop back into the new laptop, and it's being stored up there in case we ever need to use it.
If we ever have to
again.
go through this type of incident again, we can
Guys,
maybe do the whole thing.
so
again.
stressful, so stressful. But the outcome was my immediate manager basically said, he understood what was happening, although he doesn't understand why it happened. Slapped me on the wrist. He says that, it's good, just don't let it happen again. And then 3 days later, I got extended for 2 more months. So, yeah. And that's how that happened. Whew.
Yes.
Man, it makes me nervous just talking about it. So, hi, Laura. How you doing? So when we make it to Xalapa. Sorry, I'm playing
Mezcal's already speaking.
Museum of Anthropology. Ooh, I like things like this. I love museums. Mountainous cafetales. Oh, please, I must learn more about this. Wow, thank you for the recommendations. Danzón at the Zocalo. All right, I'm going to look for those. Indeed.
Yes.
Thank you. Oh, yeah. Missy, no lie. His mom is an angel.
Yep.
She's the best. Oh, well, of course, because it's his mom.
Well, and she's a retired teacher, and she's been teaching some of us all of our lives, and it only took us until 40 to figure out that, God, she really was right all the time. But
she's a smart lady.
Yes.
She's a very smart lady. She's awesome too. Oh, yes. Thank you, Andy. Yes. It was crazy. It was just so stressful, so stressful. And then I think it was also the stress. I don't know if I've ever said this before. I have fibromyalgia, and stress will cause a flare-up. And I also, the stress also causes like all kinds of like irritable bowel type stuff and just pain in my shoulder and all kinds of crazy things. And it was compounding. It was so bad. And then the flight back home, I don't know if this was a part of it or not, but my ears would not pop. And so for 3 or 4 days, I had horrible nausea. That I think it was just an equilibrium thing. And I just wasn't feeling good at all. And I honestly contribute all of it to the stress of the whole situation, honestly.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was bad. But it's my own doing. I will never blame anybody. This is my fault, and I know it.
No, and
true.
quite honestly, 2 people in San Luis Potosí, both 2 travelers in Mexico, and one of their friends, Wayne, made the comment, why don't you try and have it fixed here? And you know what? If we'd have done that and they'd got it fixed.
Live and learn.
So
the problem is I already had to call the help desk, and they already knew I had an issue, and they were already sending the new one out and already expecting the old one returned. So live and learn.
No,
Next time something like this happens.
We spoke before we should have. We should have done a little more investigation. So
so you had the talk after all. No, actually, no. They still don't know I'm in Mexico. And because it's a 2-month extension, I don't anticipate that I will ever have to have that talk.
No.
End of July, I'm done. I don't think they're going to extend it again.
You didn't expect them to extend it this time. I mean, you
know,
never know what they're going to do.
The thing is, and if it was the company itself and not the company I'm contracted to, the company itself probably would not care that I'm in Mexico because they have operations in Mexico. So I don't know, but I'm enjoying the team. It was really nice to hear from my team when I was back online how much they really enjoyed having me back, which was really nice to hear. So
because she gives them a voice they don't hear, which is the clinical side of her experience. And I just get to sit and listen to all this, and I can hear. Well, the reason that they're asking for this is because the workflow is boom, 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 and so they rely on her to explain a lot of the way that impacts.
It's an IT software type situation, and a lot of the people who work for them are computer science type people. They don't necessarily have a healthcare background or understand the workflow. For example, this is for laboratory operations. They don't understand that. I worked in a medical laboratory for 25 years, and then I moved into IT to support laboratory operations for an additional 6.5 years. And I also support radiology, but only because they were desperate and made me do it. But I understand laboratory. So they're getting service requests coming in saying this isn't working right and this isn't going where I want it to go. And they look at things from a code perspective. They're running queries in SQL in the background, pulling up tables and databases. And in the meantime, I'm like, well, did you look at the front end application? Did you look to see what they see? You find it in this application with this name here on this page, and this is what it looks like, and this is why it looks that way. They don't know those things. So yeah, it was kind of nice that they liked me being around.
Trust me, I hear her answering a lot of questions every morning on the team phone call. It's just like, yeah, I know why they extended you.
I wasn't the only one that got extended, though. There were 3 of us.
No, I understand that, but I know why they did it.
Yay.
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 So, it is what it is.
So this place that we're staying in here in Veracruz is, well, it cost twice as much as most places we stayed at. It was a splurge.
Mm-hmm.
It's got 4 bedrooms. Each bedroom has its own full bathroom with shower.
And I've been in country clubs that don't have locker rooms that are as big as the closets.
It's big. This living room is easily 2 full stories. There is a full service, almost professional level kitchen. There is a separate pantry with the refrigerator and a freezer. There is a separate room that leads out to a servant's quarters that are up spiral stairs.
Well, one of.
Oh, wait, and then there's laundry area. Then there is another building. It's not directly attached. It's on the other side of the garage. We have not been in there, but that's another like service
2-story
house, casita. There is a pool. It's what, quarter, a third Olympic size, 1/3.
Oh, it's big enough for me to get
It's
in there.
big.
That's all I worry about.
I can actually swim some laps in it. Not that I'm much of a swimmer, and there is a river that we can go down and stand by. I can actually walk barefoot in the grass here, which I was a little worried to do because I didn't know what sort of things might bite me. I don't know. Should I still be worried about scorpions? I just don't even know. But the grass is nice and soft. I think it's a Bermuda grass. There is a coconut tree.
It's not Bermuda.
I don't know what it is. There's a coconut tree here. There's a banana tree.
And there's a fruit tree down there. We haven't figured out whether it's passion fruit, star fruit,
I think
whatever.
it's mango. I don't know. There's lots of really cool birds. I've been using my Merlin bird app on my phone to identify a bunch of new birds. And last night, I saw my first ever red-bellied squirrel, native to Mexico and Guatemala.
Yes.
Yes.
And then last night we actually did experience our first electricity loss in 6 months of being here in Mexico.
Power outage.
Yep.
It was like, what, an hour?
About an hour.
Yeah, and it was back on.
Just enough for the room to start getting a little uncomfortable, and then boop, came on.
Oh, yeah, and that's the thing. Every one of the bedrooms and the kitchen and this living room area has a split AC unit. The one in the living room is bigger.
God.
The one in the living room is bigger than all the other ones because it's a bigger space. But I don't really know what the electricity runs for something like that. So I've been trying to only run the air conditioning in a bedroom when we're actually in it. And I turn off the kitchen in this space here when we go to bed at night. And as it gets cooler, I turn it up to a higher temperature so we're not burning too much electricity. I don't know.
We are in the middle of nowhere. Literally.
But it's beautiful.
It is.
It is beautiful.
And it is the first place we have been in Mexico where at night it is very quiet. We hear birds, we hear whatever. But that's
we don't know some of the things we're hearing. It's fun.
But there's no barking dogs, there's no fireworks, there's no traffic. And unlike SLP, there's no honking horns.
San Luis Potosí is the only place we've been so far where the drivers actually honk at each other.
Quickly.
Very quickly. Yes, it's funny.
But yeah, no, it is so peaceful and quiet out here.
Thank you, Andy. Yes, I really enjoy what I do a lot. I like it so much more than actually working in the lab. I like working in a lab. Look, I like working in the lab from a scientific perspective. I like microbiology, isolating organisms, looking at things under microscopes.
Making slides.
I mean, working on analyzers when they're not functioning properly. I like all that. The things I don't like about lab is...
Read her shirt if you want to know what she doesn't like about
people. I don't like, laboratory people are some of the most underappreciated people in the medical field. And the truth of the matter is that radiology and laboratory are two of the biggest money makers for a hospital, but they're also two of the biggest ignored areas of a hospital. And in the United States, there is a lab week. It's usually in April, but hardly anybody pays attention to it or celebrates it unless you're actually in the lab. But man, when it's Nurses Week, oh, whoa. I mean, everybody knows it's Nurses Week. There's all kinds of signs put out, and I get it because the nurse is the face. She's the face of, she's what the patient sees. And patients don't see the people in radiology or the people in the lab doing their things, but it's just an underappreciated field. And as such, you don't get paid as much. I literally had to have a higher grade point average and a higher degree to earn even close to what a nurse would earn with half the education and lesser grades, because nurses were in demand. That's what's in demand, and the money goes to what's in demand. They need nurses, so.
They need everything right now.
Well, they do. But I just didn't like it because of those reasons. I like all the science part. I like playing with body fluids and all the gross things that nobody wants to talk about. but I got tired of it. 25 years was enough. And I love computers, so I made the most of it, and I enjoy that a lot. Hey, look who's here.
Hola.
Is it Mark or Paulette or both of you?
How is Durango? Because they are on the road traveling.
I know. Yes. And I still haven't sent you my location yet because I haven't figured out yet how to do
They were worried
it.
about us while we were driving. They're not worried about what's here now.
never know.
Ah,
You never know. Anyway, what else is going on here, Mark? I have so many videos, guys. I'm trying to catch up so bad.
we haven't even finished SMA.
We still have San Miguel videos to put up. And then after San Miguel, we
We
have
have two more SMA
Yeah.
videos. We got the well, one of them is actually Minerales de Pozos, and then the wrap up as far as expenses and
Yep.
our SMA
and then
experience and everything else.
and El Cerrito. We got that video. Guys, I actually got drone footage over a pyramid.
Oh, well, that's not SMA. You're
No.
throwing me off.
No. And then with
El Cerrito can go in any place. I mean,
and then there's the we got all the videos we did with some of them with Mark and Paulette here from Two Travelers in Mexico. We have all those videos from San Luis Potosí to put out. There's a lot. And I just got so far behind because of the whole computer thing and then having to leave for a week.
and then moving. Yeah, I mean,
And moving.
folks, moving is exciting, and it's also a pain in the ass. I mean, it is what it is.
It's a double-edged sword.
Yeah, you know,
It is.
it's a blessing and a curse.
Okay, monk.
But
That's his monk.
sometimes, I mean, having to load the car and everything else is just a nightmare. Having to load it from 4 floors up and down, and then not being there to monitor what you're putting down there, and then doing it in a space that we couldn't open the doors all the way, and we couldn't access the back of the car. It was a nightmare.
That wasn't a nightmare. It was just a lot of work.
And then then we get here, and Domingo is like grabbing stuff, going, you know, arriba, bajo. You know.
Yeah, they helped us unload our car. And then of course we're asked if we want them to cook for us. And we're being asked if we want them to clean for us. And I don't know.
Shop for us.
Grocery shop for us. It's really nice, and I don't mind having somebody come in and clean occasionally for us, but I feel kind of uncomfortable asking people to cook for us and shop for us because we're not used to that. We're not used to having people do things for us. It's just not the way we are, you know?
No. And, you know, that's just the way it goes.
You know, I could try to teach him how to do it, but I have a feeling that the amount of time I would take to show him how to use the software, I could just have it done.
And she has a higher level of expectation. And so I would do it, and then it would be, okay, I'm done. No, you're not. I don't like this. I don't like that. And it would lead, no.
Okay.
No.
I'm a little bit of a perfectionist. It comes with the territory.
Trust me. Baby, that looks good. No, it's off just a little.
I don't like that it's bumpy. I don't like that it's wobbling.
3 hours later, okay, I think I've got it.
I don't like that it's crooked.
So, you know, you get the quality because of her high expectations and her high demand of herself. It would cause way too much friction.
Guys, I'm not even kidding right now. We have a pool boy. There's a pool boy outside.
No, there's 3 of them.
There's 3, but only one of them's cleaning the pool.
The other 2 are running around doing something, but there's 3 of them out there.
We're not used to this.
Good thing I'm not in the pool.
Good thing you're not naked in the pool.
Well, that's what I was saying, because it's the only way I go in the pool right now.
I found out yesterday that things float. Yeah, and that's exactly how I feel about it, Benito. You're squinting. Squint.
That's because I'm old, not gold. I'm old. I can't friggin' see.
Oh, that's so funny.
I'm trying to read the questions over here, and the font is Tiny.
Yeah, the font is pretty small for him. So I just
She needs letters about that big.
I don't know if I can make
I'm
them.
not even
I'm gonna
worried about it.
try a little bit there.
Oh,
How's that?
bueno.
I made them bigger.
Put Viagra on them?
No. Okay. So we kind of did a poll not that long ago asking what days would be the best days to do live streams. And we thought we were going to do it weekly, but pretty much the consensus was a Wednesday was the winner. And doing more than every other week might be too much. And I kind of agree. I think that's true. So I think we're going to do it every other week for an hour, and it'll be Wednesdays. Are we good with that?
Yeah.
Yeah. And then you guys can ask us whatever you want, or we can just tell you about the latest stuff that's happening.
And just to bring this up, we are only 7 months away from going to Excellence. So if anybody is interested in going there, it's Excellence Riviera Cancun. We will be there from December 23rd through January the 2nd. We're not making a dime off of this.
Oh no.
Booked directly with the resort.
Just like if you guys
we
want
just
to
wanted
hang
to
out.
know if anybody that wants to come down and party with us, and we get to the resorts. Trust me, the first day, I'm bad.
He's really bad. Like you could put chalk line around him in the room that night.
I've been offered wheelchairs to get home.
Yes. Papacita offered to wheel you home.
Well, that's because Papacito poured me a whole bottle of Belvedere's in about 3 hours time and then kept pouring them.
So we're going to be at this resort for basically Christmas and New Year's.
Mm-hmm.
Then there is another thing that's coming up. Well, while we're at that resort, I don't know if you guys watch my Trish Advisor, but I'm trying to put together something where we get to meet up with Trish as well, because I want to pick her brain. She does travel things. She knows a lot of people in travel industry. I want to pick her brain a little bit on how you get discounts on resorts
By being a Mexican resident.
by being a resident and or a citizen. I know that there's a way to do it, but I don't know if it's consistent across the board, if certain resorts offer it and others do not. But I wanted to meet her anyway because she seemed like a lot of fun.
Well, and we are doing a meet and greet inside Puerto Morelos. So
Yeah.
we are going to do that one evening. So
and we were not planning this, but I'll just kind of put it out there. We were not planning on actually doing a long-term stay anywhere in Riviera Maya.
that wasn't in the original.
It wasn't
plan,
in
no.
the original plan because we have been to up and down Riviera Maya plenty of times and we're familiar with the area pretty much. But one of my favorite bands, thank you, My Morning Jacket, is going to return with their festival, One Big Holiday, to the Riviera Hard Rock
Riviera
Maya, which is in Puerto Aventuras. And because of that, we decided that we were going to have a long-term stay, close by, somewhere in Riviera Maya, so that we didn't have to haul all of our stuff with us for a 4-day music festival. It was just unfathomable to even do that. So
No, we can do it for 10 days, but not for 4.
yeah, so we're going to be in Riviera Maya now for I don't know, 6-7 weeks at the time.
7 weeks.
At the time of that festival, and that was not in the plans either. We had to rearrange some things. So
And we actually got lucky because we were about to start booking, the spring, and they announced this, and fortunately 2 things occurred. 1, they caught us at exactly the right time, and 2, they changed back the production company that was hosting it, because we actually skipped it 2 years ago because
they've had 5 One Big Holiday festivals. 4 of them were being produced by Cloud9 Adventures.
the other one, we will not name the company, but they were a money grabbing.
the fifth one was just a nightmare, and we ended up trading or selling our tickets to another couple because we just couldn't take it anymore, and we did not go to that one.
And we spent 8 days in Isla Mujeres, and it was
Right.
absolutely fantastic.
Right. So now they're back with Cloud9 Adventures. They're back at the home base where it all started. It feels like home. Hard Rock Riviera Maya is like home when it comes to this festival. We know it inside and out, from one end of the resort to the other.
Papacito, I'm coming to see you
That's
again.
right. I mean, we love that resort. There's no beach. It's just lagoon. Don't care. It's a great
They got
resort.
a swim up bar.
It's a small resort. It's walkable. It's not overwhelming like, I don't know, Moon Palace in Cancun.
Or even the Hard Rock Punta Cana. We went to that
Right.
one in Punta Cana, and the Hard Rock there. You got your steps in by breakfast just because you
Honestly.
walking to the
I'm just so
restaurants.
excited to go back to one big holiday. Like, I would not have missed any of them if it weren't for that last year when they had that other company. We are so excited. I think the band knows it. So many fans have said, "Oh, thank God you're going back to Hard Rock." Yes. So we're cool. Yes, Cindy, I do think that Trish is very, very knowledgeable. And that's one of the reasons first of all, I think she's fun. She's a lot of fun, and she's just herself. And I think that her personality is so gregarious and infectious. I really just want to meet her just to meet her. But yeah, I sure do want to ask her some questions about travel in general. Hey, Zen Maiden, you're not that late. I mean, we're just talking. No big thing here. I mean, we just talked about our adventure coming down here and the crazy stuff we ran into, and pretty much just a little bit about the place where we're staying.
Yep.
That's about it. Hey.
Hola, Patrosa.
Nice to see you. Yes, the music festival. It's my band. It's not my only favorite band. My favorite band is Genesis. My second favorite band, I guess I could say, is My Morning Jacket. It's just a really nice group of people for the most part, if you're into their music.
I tried.
He tried. I can't fault him for not getting into their music. Everybody has certain styles of music that they like, and that's what they like.
And they do everything that I don't like.
Yeah. So
I mean-
My Morning Jacket does a lot of repetitive stuff. There's a lot of wailing and moaning types. Yes, I love that. It's like you're howling at the moon type stuff. But he doesn't like that.
No.
He doesn't like that. So, you know.
She goes for the music. I go for the booze
Yeah, pretty much.
and the tan.
You two seen a lot of news about the volcano.
Yep.
Yes, we have. We were actually talking, David, a little bit earlier.
We drove through it.
We drove through Puebla. And at first we thought it was a heavy fog, but then I'm like, no, this is more like smog.
And then we started noticing that it was actually blowing across the roadway.
Yeah.
As the cars were going, you could see it just sort of.
Yeah, it ends up, and
Flew out.
I could smell something smoky, but it wasn't like fire burning. It was something else. And then we realized it's volcanic ash. So yeah, it's
Yep.
covering Puebla. Like it looks like a heavy fog in Puebla. Crazy. Hey, Wilfredo.
Hola, Wilfredo.
Nice to see you here. Thank you for dropping in. And what are we saying? Whatever sounds like he will still have, oh, you know it. You know he'll have stuff to do. Swim up bar with some vodka tonics. That's all he needs.
As long as they got the Goose or the Belvedere, and we have yet to go to a resort that they have not found it one way or another.
What?
Goose or Belvedere.
Oh, and you know what else? I'll say this about Punta Cana was good as well. But I am going to say this about Hard Rock Riviera Maya. The food
Was better. It was better than Punta Cana.
It was, but it's resort food.
Yeah, it is.
It is resort food. Okay, it is what it is. The nice thing about Hard Rock Riviera Maya is the staff. The staff is the best.
Well, two things: the staff and the compact footprint.
Oh yeah, and it's small.
I mean, it's
small.
It's not
enough.
It's not 4,000 steps to get from where we were in our room
Yeah.
back to the restaurant area
But
like it was in
man,
Punta Cana.
okay, so their spa
Oh, their spa.
is nice. The massages are nice. And Hard Rock has a particular massage they do where they play music and your bed vibrates to the music while they're doing your massage. It's like this whole aural sonic massage thing happening. It is just so, oh my gosh. Now, the Hard Rock in Punta Cana took it a step higher.
They did.
Because they had this whole water therapy
the hydrotherapy tour
that you go through. Like you would go through this whole tour. Hot water, cold water, steam sauna, cool sauna. I mean, just smells, eucalyptus, something else. And then you got your massage. But either way, I just think that the spas at the Hard Rock are amazing. And yeah, they tell you they give you spa credits and blah, blah, blah. And then by the time you apply your spa credits, by the time you're done, you're still spending like $100 for a massage no matter what. So 20% pretty much.
$100.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, well, anyway.
Yeah.
We love Hard Rock Riviera Maya. For sure. It's a nice place.
It is. And
they have a family side, the Hacienda side.
And then the heaven side.
Heaven side is the adults only side. And honest to God, they've got signs that split them down the middle and basically say you have to be 18 or older to come to this side. So the cool thing about it is when it's a festival, the entire resort is reserved for just the festival guests. And they will do the main courtyard is in Hacienda side, and they will do the concerts there. And then they will move to the heaven side after the show, where all the hot tubs and the pool and everything are.
They come to my side.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then
I'm over there all day.
That's where the after parties are. I mean, one night they did a DJ set that ran into 4 o'clock in the morning.
I do have to say there was one thing about that festival that really concerned me.
The alcohol.
And that was that they play these games, which the games are fine. It's a lot of fun and everything else, music trivia, things like that, which we love. But if you win, you basically open your mouth and they pour tequila down you.
Well, they did for this one game. I admit it was a little.
And I'm like,
yeah.
If I were to win, I'm going to look at them and go, no, you're not. You know.
It's still fun.
Yeah.
We enjoy it. In fact, I will say this. Thank you to Hard Rock Riviera Maya, and thank you to My Morning Jacket and the One Big Holiday Festival. That was my introduction to the people and the culture of Mexico.
We wouldn't be here without that.
It was because of that trip that we started coming to Mexico. I came the first 2 years for that festival, and then he came with me after that. And it was after that we started coming regularly for our vacations around the same time of the year, usually around his birthday or our wedding anniversary.
Just good time of the year to come down to Mexico.
It's spring, late winter, early spring. And that's when we started venturing outside of the resorts and getting to know the areas, the people, and the culture a little better.
Well,
and
Hard Rock and Mr. Sancho's.
Mr. Sancho's.
Got it.
Cozumel.
Got to throw Mr. Sancho's in there. That was a great afternoon.
Great beach club. But yeah, it was because of that. That's what started us coming to Mexico, and that's how we fell in love with Mexico.
Yep.
Yeah. So I'm happy that they're coming back. I'm just excited enough that we switched our itinerary just so we could go.
Yep.
Old Jim James is going to be happy to see you, honey.
If Jim James sees me, I am so drunk that I'm going to be standing there listening to the music. That ain't happening. I have not gotten that drunk.
Let me tell you how freaking cool this festival is. The first year, the main band plays for 3 out of 4 nights. On the off night, the Flaming Lips play. They're the headliner. All of the people that were there that year were just freely walking around the resort with everybody else, for the most part. I mean, I got to meet and speak with people from Preservation Hall Jazz Band.
They're cool.
They're very cool. Flaming Lips, Band of Horses, Deer Tick, Sylvan Esso. Gosh, who else? I did not get to speak with, guy from the Grateful Dead. I can't think of him now.
Bill Weir?
Yes, Bob Weir.
Bob Weir.
So Bob Weir was there the week before with his band.
The Deadheads.
And all the Deadheads were there.
That's the name of the band.
No, that's not the name of the band.
I thought it was Bob Weir's Deadheads.
No, it's not.
Okay.
And now you've got me forgetting what it is, but that's not what it is. Okay. So Bob Weir decides he's going to stay while the My Morning Jacket Festival comes in. And I keep seeing Bob Weir all over this place. He's barefoot and he's wearing the same shirt and the same pair of pants the entire time. What I didn't realize is in my building, and we're very close to the corner of the building, 3 floors up is where all the bands hang out, pretty much.
The talent rooms.
During the show, right? And I saw him going up those stairs and I almost followed him, except I'm not really a deadhead and I'm not going to freak out about Bob Weir, so I didn't like stalk him or nothing. But I found out that's where everybody was. I should have just gone up there. But he was just really strange. And he was talking on the stage about talking to the fishes and swimming with the turtles, skinny dipping with the turtles and talking to the fishes. And I don't even know what. I think he was like really Bob weirded out.
No comment.
But it's been a great festival. And we've seen a lot of great bands at these festivals. War on Drugs. God, who am I forgetting? Spoon. Toots and the Maytals.
I don't go for the music. So
Mariachi El Bronx. There was just a bunch. Every year there's a bunch of people. It's really cool. So hey, love your shirt. Oh, Karen, thank you.
Well, how you know she's not talking about the Hunu
No,
Nuku Makuma shirt?
No, she's talking about my shirt.
I'm just saying.
Mr. Sancho's. Yes. We love Mr. Sancho's.
Yeah, that was I think it was $200 well spent for the.
I don't even think it was that.
No, I think
much.
it was $199, and we got the private palapa and
you got the Bali bed, the massages, all you can eat, all you can drink, the coconut shrimp. Oh my goodness!
And then it rained sideways on the way home.
Don't care.
Well, that's because you were behind me. I was the one that was walking in the rain.
That is true. Oh, the volcano. Yeah, I don't know. I've heard, Zen Maiden, that they have been canceling and or delaying some of those flights. I hope that doesn't happen to you. I don't really know what this active situation is
part
now.
of it's going to depend upon which direction you're coming from. I think if you're coming from the east, you may have more issues. If you're coming from the west coast, then I think you're able to skirt all that because Puebla is on the other side. So Tim, are you going to buy us the first drink at Mr. Sancho's or just wherever we happen to run into each other? When we're in Riviera Maya, we do plan on going back over there because we did like Cozumel a lot.
Cozumel is great. Cozumel has some fantastic snorkeling experiences.
Not that we could show you.
Well, I had an action cam and it was a generic knockoff. It wasn't a Hero. GoPro. And I had a hard time knowing when it was on, when it was off, whatever. And I had it right. I was testing it on the deck and I had it mounted to my scuba mask. And I get in the water and for 20 minutes, 30 minutes, I had the most amazing snorkeling experience. And I was like feeding the fish from my hand. They were all coming in. I'm getting all this great video, except that I wasn't because the camera wasn't turned on.
And I was enjoying a puro sitting on the deck.
Yeah, he missed it all.
I did not. I had the puro sitting on the deck.
Yeah. So are we going to Taco? We're going to Taco?
Toxco, not taco.
I'm calling it Taco.
Oh, well, I'm not sure if that's on the list or
well,
not.
If you say Mexico, why wouldn't you say Taco?
I don't know. That I cannot tell you.
Is it on our list? I can't
don't
remember.
I can't remember. I mean, we still have at least 24 more locations on the list.
Yeah, we have a lot of locations. And you know what? As it turns out, it gets edited as things arise. So there could always be the opportunity of adding it if we didn't have it already.
There's only a handful of must be in this place at this time that are on the itinerary. Everything else is sort of fluid. The only hint I will give everybody is that we try to avoid multiple day drives if we possibly can.
Yes. So if you guys are ever wondering where our next location will be, it's always going to be at least within, I'd say, a 14-hour drive, at least within a 14-hour drive. Yeah, because sometimes we have to stay the night one place.
Right now, we only have that occurring one more time.
Okay, well, most of the time it's a one-day drive.
Yes, I tried to lay out the itinerary that there was only one-day drives. Oh, no, we have two of those coming up because we made the change.
That's true.
But yeah, I tried to lay it out so we basically could do everything in a one-day drive, 7 hours, so that we have plenty of time for daylight.
I'm beating you.
No, you're not.
Was yours more?
Mine was twice as, at least 2 or 3 times as full, and yeah.
Okay, well, I got a big buzz going on
Yeah,
right now, so I'm just saying.
Yeah, 14 hours, David. That's a 2-day drive.
That's a 2-day drive because we won't drive at night.
Well,
No.
and I make the serious effort to try and make sure that we arrive in a town or city while it's still daylight, so we can find where we're going. Whatever auto motelis or whatever we're going to stay in for that particular evening, we like to be able to do it in the daylight.
Okay, Tim, so I'll give you a clue. We are going to be in the Riviera Maya area between, I believe it was late February.
All right, we can tell everybody this because all they have to do is go look at when one big holiday is.
Late February and early March.
We will be
early April.
We will be in Riviera Maya from February 24th until April 13th.
Yeah, so if we can pull something together, it just can't be from April 4th through the 8th because Lord knows I'm going to be worshiping at the Church of Jim James. Thank you. Yes, Reverend Jim will be preaching. Preach on, Reverend Jim.
Which means I have 4 days of people telling me, you don't know what you're missing.
You have to listen to them live.
You have to see them live. I have.
Look, it is true. If you don't like this band initially, and I didn't for 3 years, my friend tried to talk me into really getting into this band. And I'm like, yeah, okay, they're not bad. Hairy dudes, okay. No, what happens?
She likes hairy dudes. Well,
what happens is
partly hairy.
When you're a new person listening to this band, honestly, what tends to get you is when you see them live. Now, in his case, it didn't change a thing because it's just
she was out of town, and I even sat down and watched
Austin City Limits
with My Morning Jacket and listened and watched the whole concert. And I went, nope.
No,
not my cup of tea.
It's not
and,
him.
And the thing is I get that. You know, music is personal and everything else. And I get it. I'm going to tell you right now, My Morning Jacket fans don't get it. Because I've had numerous conversations with these people who sit there and go, well, no, you don't understand. I'm like, excuse me, you like Bad Company?
It's okay.
Well, no. Well, then how can I be wrong for not liking this band?
Just let it go. Let it go. He did get hassled by a couple of lawyers, no less, about how he was wrong. And
they were like, we always win because we're lawyers. And I went,
yeah,
I always win because I'm a salesman. We're always closing.
Yeah. But when it comes to My Morning Jacket, the big thing is...
You get it or you don't.
People are like, if you go to a show, they say they will melt your face. That's like the comment they use. And the very first time I saw them was at the very first One Big Holiday Festival, and I was up second row, basically standing, watching the show. And the funny thing was all the long-term fans knew it was my first show, So at the end of the show, all the eyes were on me because they were waiting to judge my assessment and my reaction. And all I could say was, what the hell did I just see? And then they're like, yeah, yeah. And I'm like, oh, yeah, oh, yeah. It worked for me.
Yeah.
It worked for me, not for him.
Nope.
Okay, here's a question for you, Mark.
Oh God.
He's got a lot. Garth
Well,
Brooks.
let me put it this way. The ones that I complain about the most that are not in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. And this is a good place to start. You know, Three Dog Night should be in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. The Guess Who, Jimmy Buffett, by all means, should be in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Garth Brooks, Bad Company should be in the Rock and Roll
Bad
Hall
Company
of
should
Fame.
be in the Rock and Roll. At the very least, Paul Rogers.
And then of course, being that I grew up in the South, you know, Skinner, you know, Allman Brothers Band, you know, Southern rock as a whole, and I love Zeppelin, The Who, you know.
See, likes a lot, like some Bad Company there.
Oh, how can you not like Paul Rogers?
I have to honestly say, I always was sort of like a soft Bad Company fan. I liked some songs
Till we saw him.
but when we saw them live, I could not believe what a showman Paul Rogers is. Paul Rogers is an amazing presence to see on stage. He really is. He's excellent.
In my opinion, Paul Rogers is the male version of Ann Wilson. Those two are the best pipes in rock, in my opinion, because I'm also a Heart fan.
Do you have to have a favorite?
Nope.
No, you can have several.
No, the favorite can be whichever one you happen to be listening to right then.
It's true.
And this is what I like to tell people as well, is it is such an awesome experience to go to a music concert and sit there and listen to everybody sing along with a song, and everybody who is singing
singing that, yes,
has it in their minds a different time in their life, and everybody has their own, is equating it to that particular time in their life, and it's special to each and every one of them for their own reasons. And that's the beauty of music.
That's music. I honestly have to say, going to a concert, one of the most spine-chilling moments, spine-tingling moments, is when the entire
sings back to them.
The entire audience is singing the song back.
Yep.
That's really just, I can think of a few times that's happened. A Garth Brooks show.
Oh, yeah. Jimmy Buffett.
Peter Gabriel shows, particularly with a song like Biko, when the entire audience sings it back. Yeah, it's just incredible. Jimmy Buffett,
yep.
Yeah.
The Parrot Heads will do it.
Let's see, Marshall Tucker Band, baby.
Damn Skippy.
That's right.
They're from 90 minutes down the road from hometown. So, the Caldwell brothers and Doug Gray, can't you see? So yes.
What that
woman long she been doing to me.
And Heart is awesome. I actually was a fan club member for a few years. I actually did a portrait of them, and I sent it to their management and asked if it was possible to get it autographed by them. And they ended up giving me a backstage pass to take it to them to get it autographed.
But wait, the story gets better.
Yeah.
We actually show up and we have tickets to will call.
Yeah.
And
fan club tickets.
And so we get there, and she shows her ID going, yeah, I have tickets, da 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 da. They hand us an envelope. And in the envelope are two center, not front center, but center tickets.
Yep.
And all of our money that we paid. And they went, we're sorry, you should have had better seats.
Yeah, they basically said we should have had seats within like the first 5 or 10 rows. I can't remember.
So they compassed the seats, and
we were like 15 rows or 20 rows back, but we were center, which is always better than one of the side rows, right? And they gave us all the money back too.
So
and I got to go backstage and meet them both.
And of course, you know what a concert beer costs. So we took all that money and we bought a beer and a margarita, and that was all gone. Not joking, but yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, Heart is one of my go-tos for karaoke. I love doing Heart songs.
Oh yeah.
Guess who, honey? From Winnipeg.
From Winnipeg, Manitoba. You know, that's the story of how they came up with American Woman, and how, you know, Randy Bachman had that one particular riff that he was working on. They were standing on plywood on ice, you know, on a hockey rink playing, and Burton Cummings was like, "Ooh, keep that going," and they just sort of
came up with something,
you know,
on the moment.
So love the Guess Who. Saw them in Vegas 2 nights in a row playing on Fremont Street. They were selling 32-ounce boots of beer. It was $6 to buy it with the boot, $3 for the refill. And had a customer who will remain nameless, from Canada, who used to bring me Cuban cigars every year at the PMA show. And I'm sitting there having a Cuban and a boot of beer, and the Guess Who's playing, and it was heaven.
I don't know why you just said that, and I suddenly had the lyrics of that Dennis Leary song, "I'm an Asshole," go through my mind. And a Cuban cigar.
No, that's the woman behind me thought I was, because she was like, "Could you put that out?" And I said, "Hell no. A, we're outside, and B, you came behind me."
All right. Yes, Wilfredo. Yes, it does transfer you to a memory or whatever. I mean, I think about it's interesting because there's a song by Leo Sayer that I used to sing to my children when they were babies. It was like a lullaby.
Long tall glasses?
No, not
okay.
long tall glasses. I can dance. Oh yes, I can. No, I used to sing More Than You Can Say. And I don't know why, but when I sing that song, my 26-year-old daughter starts to cry. She does not like that song. She asks me not to sing it.
Wow.
I mean, but anyway, yeah. I mean, there's certain songs. Like I can think of one song might take me back to a date that I had with somebody at a concert, or another song might take me back to a moment in time in high school. Or, I mean, mixtapes. Who remembers mixtapes, right? I mean, there are songs that come up that remind me of mixtapes that maybe an old boyfriend gave me, or
maybe your current husband gave you.
Or maybe my current husband gave me.
You know.
I mean, yes, it's important.
Well, it's like Wishing You Were Here, Chicago.
Yes.
Takes me back to a party that I went to in the 7th grade, and I don't think she's a subscriber, so I can say her name. And Melanie McCaleb, I had hots for, and it was like, oh man, got to dance with her to that song.
You know, yeah, like my first high school dance, well, middle school dance with a boy was literally to Hard to Say I'm Sorry by Chicago. Now let me tell you how uncomfortable it is to be slow dancing with a boy, and then you get to the end of that song where they do, "When we get there, gonna jump in the air," and it's not slow anymore. Now what do? You're just sort of standing there awkward doing this. I don't know. It's not a slow dance anymore. You know, I mean,
nope.
I remember singing. I used to be in a special choir group in middle school. I remember us being around a piano singing "Endless Love."
I was in a special choir group in high school too.
Were you?
Yeah. I was in the special group. They said, "Don't ever come back and sing again."
Never come back and sing. You're too much. You're funny. Yes, these experiences are surreal. Yes, they are surreal. And you know what? And aren't they special? They're to be treasured. They're enriching.
They are.
Yeah, they really are.
And that, you know, they make us who we are now.
Yep. Oh, yes, I am into reggaeton. Don't ask him. He don't know what reggaeton is. Yes, I do. You don't know reggaeton. See? Say, look at his face. Say, no. Yes, I am. I'm in on all kinds of music. The only music I don't really like is really, really heavy,
Gangster?
vulgar rap. Like, no, I can deal with some
Well,
gangster rap if it's got a funk vibe
but
to it,
or
like a Parliament vibe to it, like Dr. Dre, Snoop Dogg type stuff.
or you don't like twangy country.
I don't like really, really, really twangy country unless it's like a Hank Senior and there's a tear in my beer. Like I can do okay with that. I don't like. I don't know what it's called. It's like a free form jazz where it has no direction. It's just all over the place.
No,
Like there's no direction. There's no story. There's no
but lounge jazz, swing time.
No, lounge jazz is good.
Dixieland jazz.
Yeah.
Oh.
Hello, Juani. Thank you for joining us. See, so we like Veracruz. We do so far. We've only been here for a couple of days, and we haven't really been out to visit.
No, I went for try and go find a car wash today, and they were all full. But
we basically went to a restaurant last night.
Outstanding.
And it was a really good restaurant. I'm sorry, I cannot remember the name. Give me a minute. I'll tell you the name. I got to tell you though, it's a great restaurant
In El Tejar.
In El
Tejar. It's right on the river.
Just give me a minute to find it. I got the picture here,
and
I got the whole.
I had their version of a prime rib, and it was to die for. She's like, "Oh, this bread's good. This bread's good," and I'm like, "Nope, I'm waiting for the food."
It is called Puerto Aquelarre.
Yep.
Aquelarre. Puerto Aquelarre. I'll see if I can show the picture. There you
go.
go. Outstanding.
Yes.
For real. But we have not been to any cultural locations just yet because we just arrived on Sunday and I work. So during the week, it's hard. We try to save that for the weekends.
Well, and she knows she can only expose me to so much culture anyway. So,
Acid jazz. You know what? I've listened to acid jazz and I don't mind
acid jazz.
Acid jazz. Well, but I don't mind that. Some of that's okay. No, this is like, I don't know. This is just stuff that really, it has no story to tell. It's like, it's just people just playing random stuff and somehow they all tie it together, but it doesn't go anywhere. There's no story. There's no direction. There's no, I don't know.
They call that progressive jazz?
I don't know.
Because progressive sort of goes there for me at times.
That's true.
Yeah.
You can listen to some ELP and get some prog that goes a little crazy there. Yeah.
Yeah. That's why
That's true.
Not exactly the world's largest,
But
you want for me, jazz wise, give me some. I mean, I had the great fortune in 1984 to see George Benson.
George Benson.
And he was the opening act. And he was opening for Ella Fitzgerald. Mm. And I went to go see George because one of my all-time favorite albums is Breezin'. It's such a classic, good play music album, especially the title song is, to me, one of the great. You want to chill, throw on some Breezin'.
It's good.
And then Ella hit the stage. And I was so glad I did not leave because this woman did Old MacDonald Had a Farm in her concert. And I had chills listening to her sing. And at the very end, George came back out and the two of them were, he's on the guitar and they're doing some scatting together. And it just was like, oh my God. And I am so glad that I got to see that.
Nice.
Yes, it was.
That's cool. I hate to say it, guys, but we actually ran about 30 minutes over. We promised we weren't going to make these much longer than an hour since we're going to be doing them regularly.
Yes.
Are we good?
Well, hey, we've cut it from 4 hours to 2 hours.
Gosh, that's true.
To an hour and a half. So next time we can get to the hour and we'll be good.
I guess I just want to say thank you so much for joining us today. I hope that you enjoyed hanging around with us. We like having you here.
Yep.
And we love answering your questions.
And see, don't get us started on music because there goes 30 minutes real quick
It's
with
true.
us.
We're both music aficionados, and we could go on forever.
We do every year. When the Hall of Fame induction list comes out, we have this
He
same.
and I can sit on any given evening and have a discussion about music in general.
And we do that quite frequently.
We do. We really do.
You know,
It's true.
because no one beats the ox. I'm just saying that when it comes to the bass, no one beats the ox.
Okay, if you don't know who the Ox is, that would be John Entwistle from The Who. And John Entwistle from The Who was one of the original bass players to make the bass guitar a lead instrument, because Pete Townsend was basically doing
Rhythm
rhythm
guitar.
guitar. Pete's not a lead guitarist, so John Entwistle would play lead bass. And so you get some great bass lines from songs like My Generation.
Oh,
But the most incredible bass line I think that John Entwistle ever did was 515 from the Quadrophenia album. You got to check it out. It's amazing.
yeah, that one's strong.
Or The Real Me.
The real me. That's the
The
one.
Real Me. Yeah.
If you really want to see how strong that bass line is, watch the induction in the VH1 honors.
Oh, that's true.
When Pearl Jam
Pearl Jam was trying to play.
they play a couple of Who
The
songs,
Real Me.
and they did The Real Me, and everybody is having an absolute blast except for this bass player who is over there just going.
Yeah,
he-
the bass player had to concentrate.
He
hard.
is working his ass off
It's
trying
true.
to play this song.
Hey, Benito, thank you.
Thank
We're
you,
so
Benito.
glad that you're here. Honestly.
Thank you, David.
Thank you also, David. You know what? Everything we do has adventure attached to it, I swear. It's
That's why we're here.
It's all new to us, and we are appreciating so much the things that we're learning about people and the history and the culture of Mexico. So it's just been amazing. It's always an adventure.
I'm just checking. They're still cleaning the pool.
They are still cleaning the pool. We can't go out there naked because they're still cleaning the pool.
Well, I can, but I choose to.
Yes, and we did meet Mark and Paulette. We actually hung out with them a few times.
Yes.
In fact, they came over for my birthday, and they took us to a beautiful little former mining town. I'm sorry.
San Pedro.
The full name, though. The full name is escaping me at the moment, but we're going to do a video on it.
It's San Pedro.
But yeah, they've taken us down into Centro and showed us a few things. It's pretty awesome. They're really great people. They really are. Hey, thank you, Wilfredo. Keep with lighting this.
Hey.
Yes, I know.
That's what I do.
The lighting. Oh.
Yes, we
We
are.
are living our best life for sure. Yes, thank you. Thank you, Miss Flicks. We are enjoying Veracruz so far. We have a lot to explore and a lot to see yet for certain. Thank you, Andy. And thank you, Wilfredo. Okay, guys. I guess we're going to call it a night. It's been so enjoyable spending time with you.
I gotta go fire the blender up again.
Oh, no.
Well, I'm out.
He's out. I am too. I don't know if I need to have any more. I'm feeling a little right now. Thank you, Tim.
Thank Misty and Tim.
Have a good night. You guys have a great evening. We will see you again in two. I can't do it anymore.
That too.
Two.
The two.
2 weeks.
Adios.
Adios. Hasta la vista. Oh, God.